refugees. I am bewildered as to why is it that these events reoccur, and we, as a stateless nation, are right in the midst of these anguish. Perhaps there are some links between the fact that by our virtue of our birthright, we have and continue to suffer the consequences of which we have no control over. My heart is burdened and full of sorrow for the people that have endured so much and continue to do so, simply because they were different. As a result, an easy target. The voices of the poor and helpless are alive today. They cry, the cry of children searching for their parents, the anguish of the father seeking his daughter, desperation of a brother or a sister looking for his or her sibling. These are the voices which do to this day have and will continue to echo in my ears and yours alike. And the two clear messages that are expressed are our gratitude and thanks to those that helped, including Captain Robert Nicholl. 2/3 of the Syrian community perished during World War I. This is a brief historical sketch to familiarise ourselves with the community on a closer, more personal level. Lest we should forget that each time a group perishes, all of us, as the members of a human family, diminish in stature. The Assyrians were industrious and the most educated subjects of the region at the turn of the 20th century. And their demise deprived the plain of Urmi of a very productive segment of population. We need to remind it that the Assyrians lived in some 115 villages within the Urmi plain. The Christian villages effectively destroyed during the unjustifiable, unhumane, unforgettable occupations were 18 villages in Barandus district, 16 villages in Shachai, 14 villages in Nazlu district, 3 villages in Targab. Following the first Holocaust, Dr. Shedd, an American missionary who himself died during the second Exodus, sent an agent to the Urmi plain to count the surviving Christians and classify them for the purpose of food rations. These estimates are regarded as most accurate. These statistics reveal that the pre-war population of plain of Urmi, 50% was lost even before the final Exodus. And another noticeable fact is that death toll among the Assyrian mountaineers was much higher. The first Holocaust was to be followed by the second one. In the summer of 1918, where the civilian population was left unprotected again. This time, the entire Christian population, including the Armenian, fled south to join the British forces in Saint-Kala, from where they were taken to Bakuba refugee camp. In total, some 90,000 fled Urmi. 60,000 survived. Due to the insistence of Captain Savage and self-sacrifice of Captain Robert Nicholl, it must be noted that some 14 major engagements were recorded against the Turkish forces by the Assyrian army under the skillful command of Assyrian General Petrus Gevargis, also known as Agha Petrus. In brief, close to 2/3 of Assyrian nation perished during the World War I. Uprooting among those especially targeted were intellectual and political elite of the nation. Unlike the Armenian and the Greek refugees, who were assisted by their nationals when they were in refugee camps and were rejoined fellow citizens in Armenia and Greece, the Assyrians were uprooted with no chance of repatriation. Despite vigorous pleas on part of Assyrian representative, the intent powers of United Nations did not grant the Assyrian even a settlement with some local autonomy. Sadly, these issues are facing our nation today as we speak. Captain Robert Kenneth Nicholl, MC. As an individual, I'm grateful for your endeavours and self-sacrifice in assisting to deliver the Assyrians from otherwise inevitable massacre. As a community, we are indebted to you for your belief in helping the less fortunate. As a nation, we are proud of your dedication to the task at hand and your faith in human kindness. In closing, let us all recognise that this is unfortunate occurrence of history, and let us take heart from the self-sacrifice of individuals. But at the same time, let us recognise the existence of such a force as humanity. Together, we can aim to do our utmost to prevent the repeat of history. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker is Constable Philip Bithue. He was requested by the Wellington Police Department, and we couldn't say no to the police department. The constable is actually the son of our Reverend, and we're very, very happy that he is one of the examples of the success that New Zealand has done to our community, and we're very proud of him as we are proud of New Zealand. Thank you, Constable.
Shalom alaikum, kia ora, and hello. It's a bit scarier than I thought. It's a remarkable introduction. I now have big shoes to fill, thank you. Okay, I haven't actually prepared anything. When I was first told to make a speech, to be honest, I was quite nervous and quite scared, only because I was given the opportunity at 11 PM last night. But then I thought about it, and I dwelt on it, and a surge of confidence started to take over, and I thought, well, you know what? Take the horse by the reins, is that they say? You know, make a speech, say something. I mean, it's a great opportunity. I mean, especially after talking to Gabby and my family, I began to realise that actually the captain, if it wasn't for his courageous, obviously, sacrifice. Thank you. Sacrifice, I probably wouldn't be here today. And I am a direct descendant of the people in the province of Urmia in 1918 who survived. So I thought it's really interesting that I'm here today as a police officer, giving back to the community, New Zealand, who have obviously had one of their own die for us back home. So I'm very privileged and I'm very honoured to be here today to basically commemorate, celebrate and reflect on the life of Captain Robert Kenneth Nicol. I mean, growing up in New Zealand as an Assyrian, I remember going to some of the Anzac parades, and I never had an attachment to the Anzac parades because I thought you either have to be Māori or you have to be Pākehā to really be involved. But now I suppose an incident, an occasion like this, solidifies me as a, how do I call myself, a young Assyrian Kiwi police officer grounded in New Zealand, and I feel that now I can go to parades and have my head high and say, look, my forefathers actually fought alongside the Anzacs, and it's very proud for me to be one of their grandchildren here today. I'm proud. I can go up to my Māori boys and say, I'm one of you now. You know? I feel like I'm Kiwi. And in saying that, I've actually got a little sentence here that I prepared, only one sentence. So I was going to say, in a more formal sort of tone, it is events like these that break boundaries, shape histories, and unite different groups by cementing peace and love amongst each other. And I believe that today is such an event as this that has cemented us all together, just to see people from New South Wales and abroad coming here today, and people from New Zealand and myself and my family and the family of the captain. It's amazing to have us all here together celebrating the one man who sacrificed his life, and also other Anzacs and other Assyrian levies who sacrificed their lives for people like me to live in the social reality that I now call life. The fact that I'm living and breathing and I'm in this uniform, I thank people like him who have put their lives on the line for me. Thank you to the family, thank you to my family and my community, and also to everybody else who, especially Gabby, who has organised this event. So thank you, and I'm sorry, that's all I can say. Thank you.
Thing to do. That is a presentation to Colonel Peacey, Lieutenant Colonel Peacey, sorry. Dean, are you here?
Yeah.
Now, Dean, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the Assyrian is dressed in the Assyrian national dress. Not exactly jungle uniform.